If I was a student today, there is one single way that I would be making $10,000 per month that is perfectly designed for the lifestyle of a student. Let's talk about it. The iPhone was invented during my freshman year in college. Let that sink in for a moment. Facebook was just a website. There was no app store. Paid social media ads literally did not even exist yet. Needless to say, when I was in college, the same opportunities that exist today weren't even around yet. In today's day and age, knowing what I know now, as a student, I would have been absolutely balling with basically an unlimited budget. Here's what I would do if I was a student in college or university today, and all you need is a laptop and a phone. I want you to know how much opportunity exists today that just didn't exist 10 to 15 years ago. And honestly, I'm a little jealous of you about it. There are three key things that you need to focus on as a student when it comes to starting a business that's going to get you to 10K per month. Number one is it needs to be simple and good for beginners. Number two is it needs to be suitable for the student lifestyle. And number three is it needs to be quickly profitable. When you look at these facts, there's one single business model that tightly aligns to these specific requirements, and it's the social media marketing or SMMA model. A social media marketing agency is a business model where you help clients manage, grow, and monetize their social media platforms. Now, many of you are probably watching this thinking to yourselves, hey, I know social media is easy. There's no way that somebody would pay me money just to do social media for them. That's because you grew up with it. Business owners that are looking for help in these areas didn't. And 90% of business owners fall into this category. They're desperate for help and they see college and younger people as geniuses in this area. Let's revisit the requirements that I outlined a second ago and talk about how SMMA specifically maps to those. After this video, in the description down below, there's going to be a link to a video where my business partner Derek will actually walk you through step by step how to set up this business if it sounds like something that you might be interested in. In that one single YouTube video alone, there's more value than most $1,000 courses. Number one is it needs to be simple and good for beginners. My business partner and I started a social media marketing agency when we were already working demanding full-time jobs for one single reason. It was incredibly simple and cheap to set up, and the skills were easy to learn. Your fixed costs for starting a social media marketing agency are crazy low, and there are few other businesses that compare to it. $12 for a website or domain, $10 for a business email address, and that is literally all that's actually required if you choose to be a sole proprietor. If you want to incorporate and form an LLC, add $150 to the total costs, and you're sitting at right around $150 to get started. These skills are also very simple to learn, and there are a lot of courses on the topic these days that didn't exist back when we were getting started. We teach a course on this topic called the SMMA Blueprint. I'll make sure to link that in the description down below. While the course is completely optional, and this video is in no way meant to just pitch our course, they can help you save a lot of time and help avoid a lot of the speed bumps that we hit along our own personal journey. SMMAs are also very simple to run, especially as a one-person business. All you're doing is helping a few clients run, manage, and grow their social media. When we were getting our own agency started, we really only had a couple hours a day. It needed to be something that we could run outside of business hours on our own time. That's why we ended up landing on the social media marketing agency model. During the first couple months of running our agency, I was traveling all the time. I was often running our agency from airplane Wi-Fi or from hotel rooms when I was traveling for business. But it still worked perfectly fine due to the flexible nature and the remote lifestyle that SMMA allows. This really makes this business model advantageous for students. Unlike other popular business models like dropshipping, Amazon FBA, they often look the same on paper compared to SMMA, but they really slip when it comes to these key areas. Dropshipping requires inventory despite what all the gurus tell you. They also lack when it comes to simplicity in a really, really big way. They're complex businesses. They also require a lot more capital up front. It's just plain and simple. They require a lot more capital than SMMA. The second key point is the suitability to the student lifestyle. Here we need flexibility in time and the ability for the business to be run from anywhere. We also are looking for a business model here that puts you at an advantage as a student, not a disadvantage. There's really no other business model that offers as much flexibility as SMMA, both when you're getting started as well as when you scale. The very nature of the business is completely remote. There's no reason why you need to visit a client in person. Even if you need content created for them to market their business or something like that, you can either have them hire a professional content creator or you can have them create what's called user-generated content. This is content that either customers of their product create or you ship some free product to some people in exchange for some free content. These are amazing assets that you can use to market these businesses without ever having to meet them in person. This is key as well as a student if you don't live in the same place that you study. Like I was a student from Minnesota going to school in Arizona. You need to return for the holidays. You need to return for summer vacation. If you start a business that requires you to be in one place, you're not going to be able to do those things. This also means that after you graduate, this is a business that you can run from anywhere in the world and you can take your social media marketing agency with you. A few years ago, my business partner Derek and I actually relocated around the same time from Minnesota to myself moving to Arizona, and he moved to Colorado. That means that we're running a social media marketing agency living in separate states, and we were able to do so at the drop of a hat, moving to places that better suit our desired lifestyles. The other nice thing about SMMA is that it's a mature industry. If you want to start building a team, there's tons of resources and people that are, again, fully remote that you can find through the internet to work on your business. You can do this at a great rate while protecting your margins and scaling your agency. The most important factor though when it comes to SMMA is the fact that it actually is a business model that puts you at a massive advantage as a student. There are so many business models out there that see being young as a massive disadvantage, but it's actually the complete opposite with the social media marketing agency model. It's actually a competitive advantage to be younger. As I mentioned earlier, older generations didn't grow up with social media. They view it as rocket science, and younger generations are the way to tap into it. The third key criteria though is that it needs to be quickly profitable. As a student, you don't have all day. You need to be focusing on your studies. You need something that you can actually start making money with that's not going to be a distraction from what you're actually in school to do. This is a key factor for Derek and I when we started our agency. Obviously, we had six-figure incomes, we were doing well in our professional jobs, and when we started our agency, it wasn't really something that we started as something that was going to help us quit our 9-to-5 jobs. It was just something that we started as a side hustle to generate some more income every month, pay off our student loans faster, and so on and so forth. But what ended up happening was within 2 weeks of starting our agency, we closed our first client for $3,000 per month, and this totally opened our eyes to what was actually possible. But what this means for you as a student is this is something that you can start making thousands of dollars with very, very quickly because it's such a viable model. If you invest in some training, you might even be able to do that even faster with a course like the SMMA Blueprint or any of the other available courses. Many businesses take years and years to start making money. This is why like 90% or something, I don't know the exact stat to date, of businesses fail in their first year. Many popular online businesses as well take years to start generating what is called free cash flow. This means that the business might be making some money or might be profitable, but due to the nature of the business, you need to keep reinvesting those earnings into making the business grow. Whereas when you're a single person social media marketing agency owner, or maybe you own it with a partner, 100% of your margin goes to you. All these factors really contribute to social media marketing agency being the best model for beginners. And if I was a college student right now, there's zero question, this is 100% the business that I would start. As I promised earlier in the video, a great video to watch after this one would be this one right here, where my business partner Derek, for completely free, takes you through step by step on how to start your own social media marketing agency or SMMA.